And sitting on the edge of the mountain is like meditating or just sitting in silence and just, looking at your thoughts. And you can watch the cars go by, the thoughts that go by, and not have to be attached to them. You don't find yourself getting sucked into the red car that just went by. You just watch the cars go by. And that's the way that I try to see my thoughts, which is, okay, I'm going to watch them go by. I'm not going to connect to them, but I can look at them and be like, is this thought, which, about 90% of our thoughts are the same as yesterday, is this thought helping me in trying to get to where I want to be in life? Or is this thought holding me back from trying to get to where I want to be in life? And if it's helping me, then I want to strengthen it. If it's not helping me, well then, hey, as that guy on the podcast said, I can't control my first thought, but I control my second. So what would I prefer my second thought to be?
Yeah, I think you just hit the nail on the head. Like, that's what it is for me. It's whether you've understood that you're not your thoughts or not, that can be quite hard for people because I think we're so close to them. But even if you can practice distance through meditation or mindfulness, the real win is being able to look at a thought and say, is it good for me?
Yeah.
Or is it not helpful? Like you just said, like, I think that is the wisdom of it, that can I evaluate everything that's repetitive in my mind and ask myself, is this useful? Is it helpful? Is it allowing me to move in the direction I want? Because chances are a lot of what we're saying is actually doing the complete opposite. And then you go, oh, wait a minute, even though it's interesting and even though I could get lost in it, I don't want to waste time. And therefore I'll move in the other direction. You talk about procrastination in this book. Mm-hmm. And that, again, going back to your earlier title, is a block against the psychology of action.
Yeah.
And we all have a friend, or maybe we are that friend, that constantly puts things off. We postpone, we procrastinate, we say, I'll do it another year. I want to launch a podcast. Someone's been saying that for 2 years. There's someone listening right now who wants to start an Instagram page. They put it off for 6 months. There's someone listening who's like, oh, I missed out on the Clubhouse thing, and then I missed out on the TikTok thing, and now I'm missing out on whatever the next thing is. And we procrastinate, hoping that one day will come. What have you learned about procrastination through your research when you were writing the book that has helped people break that cycle, because it seems to apply to so many of our lives?
I mean, the thing about it is this: I always like to be like very extreme in examples, because if we can go extreme, then it makes a lot of sense. But I always tell people, like, and I always say it like, hey, I've given this when I used to give a lot of speeches. I would be in front of people and I'd say, hey, what's the chance of you making $1 million this year? Give me numbers. And everyone's like 0%, 0%, 0%. 1%, there's always 1%. It's like 5, and that's like the most it'll get to. And I said, okay, I'm gonna give you the most extreme example, but I just wanna see what happens, okay?